Man down. Well, no, not really, but it got me thinking, what would happen if something happened to the captain and I had to pull anchor and get us home safely? Welcome back to the Rudder. My name's Brooke and we've just been at anchor for a couple of nights and we're on our way home. Now, it got me thinking, as I just mentioned, am I capable of getting us home safely and landing on the pontoon? Now, we've got a video where I managed to pull the anchor on my own, which is fantastic. If you want to see that video, check it out here. But we're really fortunate that at home we've got a FAB Dock. So that's one of the best things about the FAB Dock. Apart from the fact that the FAB Dock keeps your boat dry and out of the water, it also acts like a glove when you get home. So I want to show to you how easy it is for me to land at home on my own without any help. So just before we make the approach to the FAB Dock, if you're interested in finding out about more about the FAB Dock and what the benefits are of it, feel free to jump on our channel and have a look at the FAB Dock playlist. We tell you everything you need to know about the FAB Dock, including how it's made. So the first thing you do before you approach the pontoon and the FAB Dock is you need to make sure everything's secure in your boat. So we will ensure that the tender is tied up so it's not going to get caught under the prop, the rope of that. And the beauty of the FAB Dock is that you don't actually need any fenders out, because the FAB Dock is like a glove that's going to catch us. So the best thing about today is it's light winds, so it's the perfect opportunity for me to have my first attempt personally. Usually it's the captain or Damien who does this with my help. So this is going to be completely me going into the FAB Dock and grabbing the ropes. Now, you'll note that once I do get the nose of Antoinette into the FAB Dock, there's absolutely no urgency. And that's the beauty of a FAB Dock. If we didn't have the FAB Dock to catch us, you'd have to jump off quickly, grab the ropes and tie off before the boat went past the pontoon. Not the case with the FAB Dock, and as I mentioned, that's the beauty of it, allowing me as a one-person captain in this instance to go ahead. Now, so the FAB Dock is shaped sort of like a U or a V shape. The bottom of it's open because we opened it when we exited the FAB Dock, and so I don't want to aim directly into the middle because obviously the FAB Dock is attached to the pontoon. If I aim to the middle, I'll potentially go in a little bit harder towards the pontoon. And the theory is, don't go too fast. So you can always speed a boat up, but it's much harder to slow a boat down. So you'll note shortly when I do approach the pontoon, I will be going at a really slow speed. I'll make sure the bow thrusters turned on, so for any emergency I can turn or maneuver the boat easily. But I'm hoping in these light winds, all I'm going to do is use the throttle to turn us in. So I'm going to angle slightly to the left of the pontoon or to the FAB Dock, and then once I've got the nose in, I might need to give it a little bit of power and I'll use the left throttle to angle us in. So we'll see how we go with that. So benefits: firstly, no fenders needed. Secondly, there is no urgency quickly jumping off the boat to grab the ropes. So one last thing just before we do turn the corner into our canal, you'll be able to watch my hand on the throttle to see what sort of maneuver I make. All right, so a couple of 100 meters away from home and we're approaching the pontoon and the FAB Dock. There's a slight southeasterly wind, which is actually on our nose, which is to our benefit because that means it will slow us down a little bit. It will push us away from the FAB Dock as opposed to pushing us into the FAB Dock. So as I mentioned before, going in nice and slow is the most important thing because it's easier to speed up than it is to slow down. So I'm just going to aim to the left hand side of the FAB Dock And on this bottom corner of the pontoon, we've got a rolling fender so that if I do actually touch the corner, it's not going to damage the boat. It's actually going to just bounce off. So we're just going to ease our way in ever so slowly. As I mentioned, there is a slight breeze on the bow, and we're just touching our way in. And all you really need to do is get your nose into the FAB Dock. And there we go. I've done it. All right, so there is, oh, yep, okay. So that was the rolling fender. So now I don't have to jump up and run off right now. So there's no urgency. We're on the pontoon. We've caught, we haven't gone past the pontoon. I can just make my way nice and calmly across and grab the ropes. So checking it's safe to step onto the pontoon, and here we have it, nice and easy. Grabbing the first rope, just making sure that we don't blow back off, because as I mentioned, oh gosh, no urgency. As I mentioned, there is a bit of a nose wind, so that's what's pushing me off at the moment. What the hell's going on? I think it's the high field. There we go. One rope on. So we've got two ropes secured nicely. I'm going to jump back on board now, moving the puppy out of the way. Watch out, puppy. And I'm going to turn the engines off calmly, and I'm going to lift them up so that they're out of the water. There we have it. The aft bench isn't slid all the way forward, so I'm not going to lift the engines anymore, but we are home safely, just proving to you one of the many benefits of the FAB Dock. If you've got any questions about what FAB Dock is all about, leave them in the comments box below, and I'm feeling pretty happy with myself. I nailed it first go. Any comments, leave them in the comments box below, but be nice, and we'll see you next time on the Rudder.